Hi everyone! I'm here today to show you a little makeup tutorial on this look right here. This is just something that is always my go-to if I don't know what I want to wear, but I want a little color. Nothing crazy, nothing super bright or dark or anything, just a little bit of subtle color. So if you're interested in doing this makeup look yourself, just keep on watching. Okay, so my skin has already been all moisturized, and I actually put on a little bit of primer as well. I use this one by Hourglass. It's their Mineral Veil Primer, and it's really nice, but it really helps your makeup last a lot longer. Any kind of primer, whatever works best for you. And it really helps with the foundation, also by Hourglass, that I've really been loving. It's their liquid powder foundation, so it's liquid, but it very quickly turns into powder. The best way that I found to put this on is pretty quickly, because it does dry very quickly into that powder, which is really nice, but you can't really just like stamp it all over and then go in and blend. It is going to dry on you. So it's better to just put a little bit on the brush at a time and go in small areas. So it's not the fastest application of any foundation that you might have, so this is not really the kind that you want to use if you're in a rush, but it is really nice. Like I said, especially if you have oily skin. Just keep adding at a time. Just be really patient. You know, don't put it on too thickly. Just add layer after layer. And if you want, you can add a little bit more if you want to add a little bit of coverage to extra areas. And just buff it into the skin so that it looks nice and natural. And I actually like to take a little bit and just add a little bit to my neck. Even though this is a good match for me color-wise, I still like to do that because it just makes it really seamless and it doesn't look like you're just wearing a mask on your face. Just a little bit. Just helps everything blend a little bit better together. There you go. You know, make sure that you don't forget just the edge of those ears so there's not that line there that's really awkward. Your foundation is done. So I like to add a little bit of concealer, just a little bit, into that inner corner as well. And just a little bit around the edges of my nose, a little redness there. If you have any little blemishes or anything else, this will help cover that up. This is the infamous NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I think most people on YouTube use this. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight as well underneath my eyes, and it's just some of the high points of my face. I'm going to use this Magic Lumi. This is by L'Oreal, and this is just their highlighter. Put that on top before I blend in. Just going to put a little bit down my nose. I'm going to take a damp beauty blender. Always remember to dampen your beauty blender. It should be a little bit bigger than when it's dry. I'm just going to bounce it against my skin. That's going to help it blend in. You don't want to wipe it because then that's going to defeat the whole purpose of putting on concealer. And it feels really refreshing, even for someone with a little bit of oily skin like I do. This is just, it feels good. It just feels really refreshing. To get in those corners there. And you make those weird faces. And then you do the other side. So now I'm going to move on to my brows. And I've been trying different combinations. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do them. But for me, honestly, I don't like for my brows to be too sculpted looking. I like them to look pretty natural. I've been using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is in the color Soft Brown. Like I said, I'm not totally sure yet what color I'm liking really. But this color is definitely a nice natural color for me, so I don't mind it. Use the spoolie end, which is really, really nice, to just brush them out a little bit. And then I take the other end. I just kind of start trying to fill in a little bit. Again, you know, just kind of defining them a little bit. And there are the brows done. Like I said, I like to keep them pretty natural and just defined a little bit. So to keep them in place and actually to darken them up just a little bit, I have very dark hair, but my brows are not as dark as my hair, and I certainly don't want to make them too dark. This brow gel is really nice because it has a little bit of color to it. So like I said, I use that soft brown, and then I use this, and it just darkens them up just a little bit, and it keeps them in place as well. So I've been liking this a lot. The only thing that's tough about this is it's kind of a big brush. If you can see, I'm just adding a little bit. Just like that. And see, it makes them a little bit darker, but really subtly. Not a huge difference. But it's nice, and like I said, it keeps them in place, so that's always good too. So doing the other side. I'm going to go in with one of my favorite eyeshadow primers. This is the Urban Decay. This is just the original one. And honestly, I have to use this even if I'm going in with something else that's a type of base, which is what I'm going to use today. I still have to use an eyeshadow primer. The last thing you want is to spend all this time on your makeup and feeling great about how it looks, and then you're like, oh my god, it's creasing. I'm going in with this today, which is the Mercier Caviar Stick Eye Color. This is so beautiful. I'm sure this works for other people without an eyeshadow primer, but for me, I just have to use it because otherwise it does crease a little bit, unfortunately. And go almost to the crease, just like that. Looks funny right now. And I'm going to take a synthetic brush. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. These are great, affordable brushes. And this one's really nice for a cream product. So I just kind of blend those edges out a little bit. Just to make sure they're smooth. And kind of bring it up and out a little bit, but not too much. So then I'm going to go in with some of these Makeup Forever eyeshadows. This is a trio that I made myself. I'll list the colors down below along with everything else that I've used. I'm going to take the lighter one in the middle. I'm going to just take a little bit of my brush, tap off the excess. And I'm going to put it on the lid a little bit. Tapping it a little bit and then smoothing it out. Okay, I'm going to do some on the other side again. And so I'm just taking now this darker color, just so I show you what I'm doing. Taking this darker color. Again, I'll list the number of it below. And I'm putting it a little bit in that outer corner, but then I'm sweeping it into the crease a little bit. And I'm just going to build that outer corner a little bit. This has no product on it, so I'm just going to take it and smooth everything out. I'm going to take a little bit of this light color, just because the eyes are a little bit smoky. I don't want to put anything too crazy or glittery up top there underneath my brow. Before I continue with anything else, I just want to set everything on my face. I'm going to take some of the banana powder, this one right in the middle here from the Anastasia contour kit. I'm just going to go in with NARS Laguna, a favorite. You can't go wrong with this one. It's just a nice color. So I just take a little bit, I tap it off, and I'm just going to warm the skin. I'm not going to contour just yet. I'm going to do a little bit of that later. I'm going to go back to the Anastasia contour kit here. I'm going to go into just the middle shade here, okay? So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush. I'm going to use this one by Tarte today. This is one of their Amazonian clay blushes. This is in Blushing Bride. A little bit to the apples. This is the Laura Mercier highlight in 01. And if you can see, it's really pretty. It has just a nice sheen. And same on the other side. We're going to take MAC Smolder pencil. This is their kohl. And we're just going to use this a little bit on the upper lash line. I don't want to use anything like a wing or liquid line or anything like that because I just want it to be a little bit softer. We have a little bit of a smoke going on. So I'm just going to use this to darken it up a little bit and define the eyes a little more. So I go in with my eyelash curlers on one side and I hold it for a while, okay? So you put it on to your lashes. So then I take a waterproof mascara. Really any waterproof mascara. I use this one from the drugstore. This is the Maybelline, the falsies. This is a great one for anything really. But I don't like to use waterproof in general, but this is the way it keeps the curl. I just do one coat of this and then I'll go in with a different mascara once that dries a little bit for other coats. And then I go in with the other eye. So then I go in with a regular mascara, and it really could be any mascara. It's what I want to use over this, anything. What I'm using right now, I've been really, really loving this. This is Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara. This is a little sample of it. All right, that's the second coat. We're going to go back in with a third in just a second when it dries. What I want to do now is go back with this Laura Mercier pencil. And I want to put it on the bottom a little bit, okay? Just want to put it here. So I'm putting it in the waterline just a little bit, but I'm also putting it underneath too. I'm going to go back in with these Makeup Forever shadows. I'm going to take the darkest one, this one here, just a little bit. I'm going to put it in that outer corner here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the lighter shade, and I'm just going to blend that into the middle a little bit. I'm going to go back in with that mascara, do another coat, and also go for the lower lash line. So now I'm going to go in and do the lips. I am going to use this lip liner. This is Makeup Forever 10C. So I'm just going to line my lips with this. I'm going to start from the top. Remember, if you mess up, you can always go in with concealer afterwards. Don't worry about it. I'm going to kind of color them in just a little bit, just so it blends with the lipstick better when we add that in. This lipstick It's definitely my favorite. It's definitely my favorite for sure. This is the NARS Audacious lipstick in Anna. And I know you've seen this before because everyone's talked about it. It's beautiful. I love it. And the lip liner is darker, but it would just help define that a little bit. The most beautiful color. It's just so stunning, and I think it would look beautiful on anybody. Then I have to do my little trick. I'm telling you, you get lipstick on there, you'll see that. You don't want that on your teeth, and that will help prevent it, I'm telling you. So refreshing. Now you're ready to put on your jewelry, put on anything else, and get ready for the night. So that's the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this. This is just one of my go-tos. I just think it looks really pretty, and it just adds a little bit of color when you want something that's a little smoky, but not too out there. And I love it a little lighter for daytime, a little darker if it's more of a night out. I just think it looks beautiful and natural, and I hope you think so too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you next time. Bye.